Hey everybody, DJ Rob the Mel Guy here with another video, and this is a video with my friend Yuvraj the Master Singh. We have the podcast Unfiltered Truth. We also run the website
rockandmetalzone.com.
And this will be DJ Rob the Mel Guy and Yuvraj the Master Singh's musical rants. We're going to be ranting about different musical topics here, topics about the music itself, and topics about the people who listen to the music.
Yep.
And let's go into our first little discussion rant topic here: hipsters in music. Yuvraj and I hate hipsters.
This is
and
one topic
on
this topic right here.
Now,
actually, you go first.
I want to explain this to first people. Geographically, we live in the Bay Area. Also, you have to understand where we're coming from is Yuvraj goes to school in New York City.
Right in Manhattan, Lower East Side, which is right next to the home of the hipsters. I mean, wherever I go there, I see a hipster every day.
And that's why we have some of these feelings. Myself, I go to Sonoma State University. There's a lot of artsy people, and some of them are actually nice. I don't have a problem with, if they're into unique indie rock or obscure artwork or whatever, movies that I've never even heard of, which I don't think are legit movies and were probably filmed with a shitty camera and posted online and said it was a movie. That to me, I'm friends with some people, I respect them, but when it comes to music sometimes, especially because I've dealt with people via online, YouTube, and album reviewers I've met with and discussed with sometimes, I notice they have really interesting opinions when it comes to music, and unfortunately they bring down the enjoyment of music. That's my biggest problem with hipsters that tag, or people that like music just because it's obscure. They don't enjoy the music itself. They're not fans of the music. They don't support it, I feel, as, say, certain fans of metal or certain fans of hard rock have that loyalty. They don't really seem to have loyalties. What do you think, Yuvraj, on this?
No, that is completely true, Rob. I mean, I don't mind it if they listen to obscure music or music that I've never heard of, if they enjoy it. But if they're only listening to music like that because nobody else has ever heard of it, that is one of the worst reasons to listen to music.
I agree on that that discussion. I noticed with metal, hipsters tend to, or I don't know why I'm sure we're going to get a lot of blast for this calling them that, but that's how we define them as. I didn't learn what a hipster was until like a year ago. I just used to call them kids that had really arrogant opinions. And when it came to music, especially in metal, I noticed these kids that love doom metal. I like doom metal because it's great music. I play guitar and I'm a huge fan. You have these people that like St. Vitus just because St. Vitus is obscure, it's old, and they never became, popular. Hell, I wish St. Vitus was as big as Van Halen, Rush, Judas Priest. To me, St. Vitus is a great band, and I love the music. I don't like them because they're underground or they're part of this below scene that nobody else listens to. No, I like the music. I like St. Vitus for their music, not because they are an underground band.
And that's the only reason you should like a band, because they sound good. It should be for no other reason other than they sound good.
Exactly, and I wouldn't even give a indie rock in itself. If you enjoy indie rock, that's your own thing. I find indie rock to be very hollow, very unforgettable. I rather listen to punk or something. I rather listen to other musics than that because I enjoy music's plural. I enjoy other types of genres. I'm not just a hard rock metal guy. I listen to Black Flag. I listen to Dead Kennedys. Yuvraj here is a huge rap fan, classic rap, so there you go.
Yeah, old school rap, gangster rap. I just don't like really the new school rap like Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj. I just don't get it.
Yeah, it's not that we think, it's not obscure, it's not, it's too popular for us. I always make the joke, I like Deep Purple and Rush, and then I like I Hate God and Morbid Angel. I go all over the music spectrum, especially in the hard rock metal world. And to me, just because something's well known over another type of music, that's not mean I'm going to think, I'm cooler because I listen to I Hate God. No, I think that I Hate God's a great band, as I think Rush, my favorite rock band of all time, is a great band. Who cares if this band's obscure and doesn't have the notoriety that this band has?
If the music sounds good, listen to it. That's really my biggest point here. If the music sounds good, if you like it, for me, I look for lyrical content and delivery in music. As long as that works for me, I'll listen to it.
And with me, as I'm a guitar player, I love metals, pretty much the musicianship of it. That's what inspired me to get into, hard rock and metal when I was young. I like guitar playing, leads, and that type of music. So that's why I do like also vocals, like you said, really good lyrics and stuff. But I tie it into, I like the musicianship, and the musicianship that pushes boundaries and explores different areas. And at the end of the day, it pushes musicians' ideas of what is contemporary and what's technical, what's beyond the normal. That's why I love, I'm going to bring up this album here, Emperor and the Nightside Eclipse, is the vocals are it's traditional black metal. This is very harsh sounding vocals, the recordings are very fuzzy, distorted, but when you listen to the musicianship, the technical guitar playing from the two guitar players in this band, it's amazing. The drumming too, it's at a higher level. It's almost a cinematic effect. And you even heard a song from this, I believe. It was, you're listening into the Infinity of Thoughts, Remember in My Car. You see, you didn't really dig the vocals, but you can understand that symphonic, heavy metal style that's coming from the music. And to me, it just shows ambition. That's what I like. Not because this album is obscure and, oh look, it's got some, Lord of the Rings orcs on it. No. Yeah, the album cover is cool, but not because it's obscure and I had to order this from Norway or something that I find it, cool. I enjoy the music.
Right, it's a great sound.
And that's what's important.
Right.
And people should really focus on that. And we bring up here what, I guess, and they didn't like being called hipsters. And I don't even know what again, I'm so confused when it came to this term. It never registered with me. I just see these people as arrogant music fans that go to Starbucks and think they're cool because
they're essentially music elitists.
Yeah, music.
That's the worst thing to be elitist about.
It's music. You should not feel superior. Everyone should just enjoy what they listen to. Again, I have a radio show that plays all things hard rock and heavy metal, and sometimes I'll get listeners that are like, "Why are you playing this?" or something. No, it's all things hard rock, heavy metal. I'll play a Led Zeppelin song.
Sometimes. You played Walk This Way by Run DMC and Aerosmith, Bring the Noise by Public Enemy and Anthrax.
There you go. And I play even punk on my show. Kicker out of Oakland.
Dead Kennedys.
Dead Kennedys on my show. Definitely. I'm playing it all. And then I play, of course, there's Slayer, Motorhead, Iron Maiden. And then I'll play bands like I Hate God, The Obsessed, St. Vitus. So there you go. It's all over the spectrum. Enjoy the music because you like the music.
Right.
And sometimes I laugh at these kids that, like you said, there's that whole Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, they like. So Jimmy Kimmel, when he sent a crew to Coachella this year to ask people if they like this band. The thing was, all these bands didn't exist. They essentially just made them up on the spot. And somehow, all these people, all these hipsters, had heard of these bands.
Yeah.
In fact, they loved their new album. Their new album that doesn't exist. That is wonderful, Robbie.
Again, it is a great example of people, you're fooling yourself.
Right.
Being this elitist attitude that, oh yeah, I know everything about music. Oh yeah, I've heard this band. If I haven't heard a band, I go out and I'll check out the band.
Right.
There's some slam metal that Nicholas Sanchez, a friend on Facebook, he also listens to the show, he was recommending Abominable Putridity. I checked him out and I said, wow, this is pretty good. Thanks, Nicholas. Sean Count Blagroth, he did the same thing with a black metal band he recommended. So I'm telling you, I don't know everything, and when people recommend stuff, yeah, I'll check it out. And I'm going to, hey, if I like it, I'll get into it. If I don't, it's not my thing. But I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, this is obscure, and I know about everything. I know about skinny snow puppy leopard killers. No, I didn't even heard of that band. It probably doesn't exist.
Music is, it's just so large, especially rock and heavy metal. I'd say it's impossible to know everything.
Exactly. Even Eddie Trunk doesn't know everything. And he admits it. He says there's some stuff that I'm not into, like death metal, and that's not his type of cup of tea.
Right.
Now, we've talked enough about the hipsters, and I'm sure hipsters will go on here that we're complaining about nothing and they're not hipsters. I don't even know. Screw that. Who cares? Just when I go to Starbucks, order your drink and stop playing with your phone, okay? That's my biggest problem, too, with you guys.
Yeah, they're anti-corporates. Let's go to Starbucks, a huge corporate coffee chain, and start taking pictures of our pastries with our iPhones.
Yeah, I want to just get my Frappuccino. I don't want to have to wait for you to take a picture of it.
Right.
Gosh.
Then let's complain about kids in China on our iPhones, iPads, and Macs.
And let's go occupy Wall Street while your parents put money into your bank accounts that the banks are protesting it. Okay, let's move on here. Let's talk about the next subject before I get angry.
So you can get your useless degree.
Okay, we're going to get into this. Vinyl and digital music. We're going to talk about vinyl and digital music here.
I think this is a really important topic.
It is a very important topic, and that's why I'm holding my hands on vinyl. I recently purchased this album is Battery Nordland Volume 1 and 2, and to be honest, I give credit where credit's due. Sean Count Blagroff did a video where he reviewed albums, and he recently bought albums he reviewed, and he bought Nordland Volume 1 and 2 on vinyl, and he talked about it, and I do like Battery. I love the early stuff. I wasn't too familiar with this Viking metal, the later period of Battery, and I'm glad I watched that video because this was a great purchase. I love the music up and down. You can listen to the intro track.
Well, this guy, I really respect the guy. I mean, he does pretty much everything on it, doesn't he?
Oh, Quorthon's amazing. You know, he's playing guitar, drums, bass, and this album itself. You have great songs on here. Ring of Gold is very acoustic, folk, and in a way it reminds me of a medieval pagan style of music. And then you have one of my favorite songs on here is Vinland. I love the heaviness of that. And he was doing some stuff to me that was really important for the genre of Viking metal. And if you ever watch the HBO, or not the HBO, it's on History Channel, the series Vikings, there's a lot of references, and if you actually listen to this album, it connects to that. Yeah. But the most important thing is, I look on this, you have vinyl. And this is what I like about vinyl, is you get to have it in your hand, a copy of the album. The artwork's awesome, of course. And then you get, look at this, blue vinyl.
Right.
It's really big.
So it's essentially a collector's item, man. I mean, look at how compact it is. You can store it pretty much anywhere.
Well, yeah, I mean, but then of course I bring up, we talked about this in the illegal downloading. People need to buy music.
Right.
What vinyl is, it gets people that are the fans, that are really connected to the music, that enjoy the music, to go out and buy the albums. As I said, you can even get the lyrics and stuff.
It rewards them handsomely as well. I mean, the sound on vinyl is amazing.
It is, and I at first was a little unsure about it. I bought St. Vitus. I reviewed that album before. I liked that album when I heard it on vinyl, and I said, I got to buy more. And here's an album that I'm really proud I have in my collection. And this is the thing, is you get to get albums that you already have, and albums that are classic albums. Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow, the first album. Man on the Silver Mountain starts off the album. I mean, that's just, to me, back then, if you were to put that on side one, and this is right when Ritchie leaves Deep Purple, he's in Rainbow, and you hear that dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, that's, to me, like taking you back and just really, it's awesome. Then, of course, look at, you have the pictures of Ritchie and Ronnie James Dio when they were young here. Whoops, so good. You got Ritchie, you know, with his Fender Strat, and that's just an awesome feeling, and I really I hope more is done for that.
No, like I said, I mean, it's a collector's thing. I mean, you can, go forward 10, 20, 30 years, and you can look back on it.
Exactly, that people have something to treasure and cherish about the music because you love the music. Sometimes I'll go record shopping with my friend Daniel Goodman in Petaluma at this place called Thrifty Hippie, and there'll be kids, they just want to find an album because, oh, I heard it's a very obscure, rare album. Paul Simon and Garfunkel, the two turd acoustic players that annoy me. These kids will be out there looking for their albums, right? And the funny thing is, there'll be kids, they ain't even heard of the band, they'll just be like, ooh, this sounds really strange.
Yeah, well, no, whenever I go to Rasputin's.
It's like Congo Beats Volume 2. Who wants to, unless you enjoy that, to me, if you were to buy that, it's just a little odd there. If you want to take a chance, if you say, hey, this sounds like it's interesting, go out and buy it.
Right.
If you're just getting it to get it,
no,
I really
don't waste your money.
Don't waste your money. If you really want to get into it, if it piques your interest, I recommend it.
Right.
It's like Jeff Beck, Truth. I really like Jeff Beck, but I was unsure about buying his solo album, thinking I might not like some of the other songs on it. I bought it and I liked it, but I had heard of Jeff Beck before and I was familiar with his work, so buying that album made sense.
Right.
Now let's get into this, Yuvraj, here. I want to talk about, yes, vinyl is great collectors, but you bring up a point that's really a valid point, I think, is that you can't using your car.
Right. I mean, that's really the only con about vinyl, it feels. It's not portable.
And that's why, here we go, we have CDs.
Perfect Strangers. I've actually been listening to that
It's a great album. Deep Purple, Perfect Strangers, the 1984 Mark.
I mean, and the title track. Good God, that is an amazing song. Vocals, clear delivery, great lyrics, and the sound, great.
Oh, I mean, Richie's using classical, like almost like, it sounds like a violin. But it's a guitar. The da-da-da-da. That to me,
it's amazing.
It's great music. But the point of this is, you can put this in your car, you can put it in your stereo, you can put this in your computer and download it digitally and do all that.
It still sounds great.
CDs to me are still the music form that should be promoted to. I mean, vinyl is great for the collectability. People can cherish it, as you said, you know, it's something to have for the rest of your life.
Right.
But CDs to me are like the working man. That's what you need. That's to me what has the most accessibility when you want to listen.
Right.
So that's the main point about that. And then digital music, you can't find it.
I mean, really, the biggest plus is it sounds okay. I mean, it's not bad sound, and you can take it literally anywhere.
Exactly, and I mean, and if you can't find a CD or if you can't find a vinyl, and you really want to get the music because you love the music so much, digital does offer that opportunity. It happened a couple times with me, and I'm sure it's happened with you. You go on iTunes and you buy it.
Right, and another thing about digital is it seems as though it does get overlooked here and there. You can burn it. You can burn the songs that you really like to a disc, and you can take that in your car anywhere you want to go, or to even get a louder sound. Put in a CD player, and just get a louder sound. And
I bring this up. Surprisingly, the technology of record players has become so more advanced, very advanced. Nowadays, you can actually. I'm going to look into doing this more. Is you can take from vinyl using your record player, put a USB in, and burn it digitally. So you can have it go, straight from vinyl to digital. Some record players are doing that. And that's a good thing. I like that because it really does get people to understand the different mediums of listening to music. Even cassettes, I guess. You know, if people want to collect cassettes because you can put it in your car, you can put it in your stereo. That's still an accessible form of music that I would recommend. It's just people that solely think digital. I mean, I guess if they enjoy it, but to me, you always that physical copy. You really feel like you're helping out the band. You're listening to music. You're able.
I mean, personally, for me, I prefer buying. I just prefer buying CDs.
Well, we've talked about that before. About
I mean, I can burn it. I can rip it to my iPhone, and then so I get the digital.
People spending $5 for a latte.
Yeah, I spent $5 for. I spent less than $5 for a CD. In fact, I got 2 Public Enemy CDs for $5.
And I got this album for only $5, Perfect Strangers, at Barnes & Noble, surprisingly. They have great deals going on right now. Remember Barnes & Noble?
So I want to get that CD now, actually.
We have to search for it, dude. It was like, you have to find it. I mean, Barnes & Noble, if you can find the CDs you're looking for, like I found Rush, Fly By Night, and Crest of Steel, 2 albums I really was looking for.
All these stores, I mean, Best Buy, sometimes they have great deals on CDs. And
Best Buy's been shrinking though, I don't know.
Barnes & Nobles has great deals on CDs. You can never buy a movie there because they're ridiculously overpriced.
That's a whole nother discussion. We'd like to thank you guys for listening to this video and checking us out here. And if you are interested, the link below will be at www.rockandmelzone.com. You know where it is. I always hate having to tell people. You guys are smart.
Start listening to our podcast. I mean, if you like these discussions, think of our podcast as a wider discussion and longer.
Till next time, everybody remember, buy music, support the bands, and make sure that the bands you're supporting are real bands and they're not imaginary.
Yeah, and make sure that you like them. I mean, that's really the big thing about music. It's for your enjoyment. Listen to it because you enjoy to listen to it.
Exactly. Now, I'm going to go to Starbucks, and I hope nobody's going to take a picture with their phone for 5 minutes because I'm thirsty.
Right.
Yeah. Later, everybody.
Take care.